So the other week I go to Zeus's place for this party to celebrate the marriage of Peleus and Thetis, you know, Achilles' parents. And Eris, the goddess of discord, wasn't invited. So what does she do? She shows up and gate crashes the party. And then right there in the middle of the dance floor, she throws this golden apple with the words, "For the fairest one." And so obviously I think, you know, I deserve this because I am the goddess of like war and wisdom and skill and craft, everything good and intelligent. But then as I go get up to get it, Aphrodite and Hera also think they deserve it as well. So obviously the best way to solve this was to get Zeus to judge who was the fairest out of us all. I mean, you know, I thought I had it in the bag. Zeus, I am after all Zeus's favourite daughter. Even if I did kind of rip through his head with the sword. But it's all good now, right? But he decides he doesn't want to get in another cat fight. So he chooses Paris, a mortal, to judge who was the fairest out of all of us. Because Paris had, I don't know, proved some task with a bull or something stupid. So, you know, Paris is a Trojan, and the people at Troy do, you know, worship me with palladium and, you know, making me look after their city and everything, so it couldn't have hurt. So I catch a ride with Hermes down to Mount Ida, and I get ready and everything, and while I'm getting ready, I'm thinking, you know, probably wouldn't hurt if maybe I bribed Paris just a little bit to help my side. But, you know, Hera and Aphrodite, they get the same idea, and Hera offers him, you know, the king of Europe and Asia, and Aphrodite offers him the love of the most beautiful woman on the earth. I mean, it's not that great. They do age and kind of, you know, start to lose their looks after a while. For me, I offer him wisdom and skill in war, which he could use to fight countries and become king. And then through that, he gets the love of all the women. It's not that difficult to figure out. But no, he chooses Aphrodite, and he gets Helen. Congratulations. So, lately I've been finding out that Menelaus and Agamemnon have been thinking of getting a few people together and heading over to Troy and getting her back. So, I mean, I'm thinking maybe I should help spur them on. I mean, give Paris a bit of a fright to see me fighting the Greek side. Idiot.
Everlasting glory or a happy life. A choice of fates, two destinies to choose from. That pisses me off. Everywhere I look, it's omens this, prophecies that. Even my bloody horse turns around and tells me I've chosen death. Not that I ever did, mind you. I chose life. Everyone seems to forget that, to gloss over it as if it never happened. Over the last 10 years, again and again, I've done everything possible to stay alive. First time, that bloody Odysseus tricked me out of hiding. Not that he wanted to be here either, mind you, but no, he had to ruin it for me too. People still talk of my courage in chasing eternal glory at the cost of certain death. A reputation's a powerful thing. The trick is to be nice to the poets. They still speak of me as the greatest warrior the world has ever known. I'm not prepared to give that up either. It's not just pride, it's about survival. When the enemy sees the famed Achilles, the immortal warrior, the greatest of the Achaeans, well, look what happened to Hector. The greatest of Trojans turned and ran, and when he finally did fight, it was with trembling hands and the knowledge that he'd already lost. I tried to use that reputation to get out of the war. Great heroes are, by their very nature, prideful and petulant. We're very quick to anger and very slow to forgive.
I am Agamemnon, have lost my woman, and I will want her back. I want compensation. What if I took one of yours?
Well, you're not taking one of mine. I forbid it.
I'm Agamemnon. I'll do what I want.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Well, I just won't fight for you anymore. See how you like that?
Go away. I really don't like him.
Bloody Odysseus tries to screw it up again, of course. Ajax and Phoenix too, the pair of them with their pleas and morality tales. One day, that trickster will learn. It's strength of arms, not quickness of mind, which will decide the day. They'll never get into Troy without me, and As long as I could play out my wounded honour, that wasn't going to happen. Of course, then Patroclus had to go and get himself killed. Cousin. Anyway, after that I had no choice but to rejoin the war. Thankfully, times changed and I found my way out again. You see, Priam has a daughter. Well, Priam's got a lot of daughters, but this one's particularly lovely, and he's agreed to marry her off to me if I leave Troy for good. Can't blame me for taking up such a generous offer, can ya? She isn't Helen, but she ain't half bad either. And that Helen, well, she's a bit of a poison chalice at the moment, isn't she? You'd be mad to go after her. Maybe in the next life. Anyway, I'm off to meet her at the Temple of Apollo, and then back to Thessaly. I will live.
Okay, you're recording.
So how long have you been together?
10 years. 9 years, of course. 9 years. 9 blissful years of constant honeymoon.
If the honeymoon is the whole of Greece laying siege to the honeymoon suite?
Yeah, that was sort of an unforeseeable bump in the long and winding road to happy life together. I mean, how was I supposed to know about the kidnapping thing?
Look, you knew I was pretty desirable, like perhaps the most desirable in the world. Quite welcome magazine. I got kidnapped before and a pact between the greatest warriors in Greece was made, so stop happening again.
I just think that sort of thing you should have really said when I first spoke to you. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby,
Being kidnapped?
when you see my face, I'll forgive you, hell, I'll forgive you.
I prefer aggressive flirtation. I mean, come on. I had Aphrodite on my side. I could hardly turn down her offer of having the great Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world.
So, why have you come to marriage counselling?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm kind, handsome, I'm brilliant in the...
He killed Achilles.
Oh, that.
Yes, that. I'm not bothered that you killed him. It's more the way you did it. Not very manly.
It's war, Helen. All is fair in love and war, and if ever a saying fits a situation, it is now.
So, how did you kill him?
Well, let me paint you a picture. I was stalking through the battlefields, and he was tearing through the Trojan lines, blood pouring everywhere. So I took my bow, loaded the arrow, and let the bolt fly by the might of a pile, and it struck him, and the greatest warrior was no more, felled by my bow.
You shot him in his heel, his Achilles heel.
So?
You knew that was his weakness. You see, his mother tried to make him immortal by dipping him in the river Styx, but held him by his ankle, so the ankle wasn't invulnerable, and you knew it, and it was a cheap bloody shot.
He was dead.
What's that got to do with anything?
With Patroclus, they were cousins.
That wouldn't stop him.
I think we're getting a bit off topic here. Helen, were you not married to Menelaus and had a girl with him to boot?
Yeah, I was.
Is there something else you want to say there?
No. That's pretty much the relationship. I pretty much sums it up that it is past.
Actually, there is quite a lot to say. I was happily married and with a child, a pretty little girl named Hermione. She's gorgeous. And he stole it from me.
Oh, bother dust! You were pretty much sold to the highest bidder, and you were along with it, like mindless twits. You should just like being the victim.
Settle down, Paris. This is a positive atmosphere. Helen, what do you have to say about that?
I guess it was when Paris and Menelaus were battling it out, and I realised how damn studly and manly Menelaus is in comparison to wussy Paris.
Not a wuss. I'm just in touch with my feminine side.
Please. I mean, please. If you want your marriage to work, you're going to have to work together.
I don't want to be married to him. I hate myself and I hate him more. I just want to go home with Menelaus and his studly army. Besides, he only got with me after doing it with a bull. Why would I want a bull's leftovers?
I did not have sex with that bull. We were just friends. It was merely preparatory.
All right. We're not getting anywhere today, so how about we have a break and go to the festival around the wooden horse, and we'll come back tomorrow for more of this.
It's a nice horse.
I did see it. It was lovely.